don't know our past. That's why we are raising young people in ministry who are challenging the authenticity of scriptures. We are raising people who have manifestations. They can prophesy and they can move in the acts of the Spirit, and they are saying things in the pulpit like they want to teach Paul certain dimensions of grace. They are saying things like Paul made many mistakes in scriptures, and they are the ones that God has given the logos to correct it. They don't know where we are coming from. Our fathers did not know levitation, my brother. Our fathers did not teach about portals and how to ascend. Our fathers, what turned them into mighty men were the simple things of the Bible. That's where we are coming from. That is where a generation came from. That is where a generation was born from. People who sold their lives to God. In those days, it was easier to find people on a line begging to be sent to mission fields to go and die for Jesus. In those days, it was easier to find people who were committed to the cause of God, and they did not care what their own economic situation looked like. Nowadays, you can't find young people who want to be missionaries. In the south, all of us want to work with oil companies, who want to work in banks. So you have people in oil companies and in banks, but God can't find men he can send. Because we've grown in the wilderness, we've seen manna, we've seen all kinds of revivals, we've seen all kinds of the moves of the Spirit, and we do not know the price that was paid to bring us to that point. It took 400 years of slavery and an additional 20 years of groaning and crying for God to bring a people out of Egypt and say, I'm taking you to the place of promise. If you do not know where we are coming from, you will not understand that our generation has been chosen by God to build something, and if we are not careful, we will end up like our fathers. Because our fathers, they began with so much zest, so much zeal, but after a while all the prayer rooms, they shut them down. They now began to create groups like prayer band and prayer warriors. It was never a standard. Everybody originally was trained to be a prayer warrior, but all of a sudden they began to segregate that, okay, prayer is for a certain group of people, and then majority of the church became I don't want to use the word, but they became lazy in prayer. They didn't know the way of prayer. So the average Christian does not know prayer except it's in the corporate space. He doesn't know how to build a consistent prayer life with Jesus. Or he grew up in a place, in a denomination where he was taught that prayer is for the prayer band and the prayer warriors. In the beginning, it was not so. But here is my worry. These people, the first generation, saw how mighty God conquered Pharaoh, and yet in the minute